All right, here we are again.
We're live.
It's Tuesday.
Tuesday, baby.
It's Tuesday, time for talking food, and I'm Drew, and of course, this is always Chef Carlo.
Yours truly, and
Nash Community College's culinary department, Chef.
yours only. You're the one and only.
The one and only.
And of course, without Drew, I wouldn't be able to do this because I'll be just staring at a camera, looking at myself, and that's
So
weird.
he forces me to come on here, and I have to sit here and listen to him, and sometimes it's interesting. And
It's okay. You get food
I
today.
get food today, and that's a bonus.
Well, we're trying something different today. We're gonna have to put some food in the air as we're doing the show. So I got a bunch of. I'm trying to find my way around here. So if I turn around and I give you my bag, don't worry. It's just I got a clean jacket, so it's nice and white. And I just have some food items here that we're going to bring out and in. But today we're going to talk about noodles.
Dun dun dun.
Da, 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 da. Now, when somebody says noodles, oh, pasta. And that was your first thought. It's like
Last
pasta.
week, yep.
No. We're pasta, it's a complete different, that's just one chapter, one show. Noodles. We need to talk about noodles, and hopefully I'll have enough time today to cover them because we might take it to the next week. But noodles. When I say noodles, what do you think?
Well, that's kind of a loaded question because you've been sending me stuff all week about noodles. So I'm
Okay.
thinking, hey, when I think noodles, I think pad thai, I think pho.
Fine.
Now, how do you say the Vietnamese one? The
Bibimbap.
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 Yeah, bibimbap. I was like, that's an interesting band name.
Bibimbap.
Live from Liverpool, it's bibimbap.
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 Okay, fine. So before I send them 20,000 emails about noodles, most people you say noodles, oh, pasta, the barilla and spaghetti and that. No, we need to go a little bit far away from that. Noodles, brief history. Everybody thinks that noodles are Italian, that the Italians invented pasta. Actually, no. The Chinese are the ones that made pasta. The Chinese started about 4,000 years ago to make a dough out of millet flour. Millet lacks gluten, but they were able then to do noodles with rice and sweet potato starch and tapioca starch, and they've been doing it for 4,000 years. What happened is Marco Polo, when he went into China, great Italian explorer, he brought back to Italy the rice noodles. They didn't have the technology or the process, but guess what? They had wheat.
Right.
So the Italians figured out that when they mixed water with they already were making breads from a long time ago, unleavened. So they figured out that if they don't unleaven the dough and they reduce the amount of water, produce a stiff dough, and then they can make a lot of pasta shapes. So that's the main difference between noodle from, let's call it Europe, and the one from China. Still, in the Asian culture, there is a lot of noodles that are wheat-based, but they came later into play. The majority of the noodles consumed in Asia they're gonna be out of a rice base or tapioca starch base.
Now, explain tapioca.
Tapioca, it's the cassava root flour.
There we go.
Cassava is a root, and I didn't bring a picture of this one. I wanted to show a picture of the cassava root. It's about this long. It's an underground, it's a tuber, and it's just like a potato. Their starch, they extract the starch, and with that starch, they make these wonderful noodles. Like right now, where's my cassava? Tapioca starch.
We'll put it on our other camera.
We can put it on the other camera right now. So cue in the tapioca noodles, and these guys, you find them very popular in Vietnam. Tapioca, they call it tapioca stick or ban chanco, and also you can find them in. I'm lucky enough, they just opened a place called H Market near Cary, and they have like 1,000 of this noodles. So yesterday I went like, ooh.
You went crazy over at the H Market.
I went crazy at the H Market.
Some crazy Italian guy came in here and bought us out of all of our tapioca sticks.
Well, not all of them, because it's the variety of noodles available for consumption.
Do they look at you funny when you walk in there? It's like, yeah.
Of course, they're giving me I'm the tallest one in the store at that moment.
I was expecting, it's like, we don't sell ravioli here.
Well, see, I didn't ask for it. They have lovely dumplings.
Oh, I bet.
Oh, they have steamed dumplings there. It's delicious. But noodles. Now, it's basically so noodle. It's a dough made out of a starch, mostly not wheat base, and then it's pressed, dried, or cut into the noodle of choice. Very popular in Asia. Now, the cool thing about rice and tapioca noodles is they cook similar like pasta, but not as similar. Most of them cook by soaking. So, and I have actually a little demo here.
Oh.
Yeah, I have this beautiful noodles that they escape
The noodles have escaped?
to the bottom of my tray here.
Ah.
And these are called cellophane noodles. They are made out of mung bean.
Mung bean?
Munga bean. Yeah, munga bean. I make it out of the munga bean. Mung beans.
Looks like a cup full of straws.
Hold on. I didn't realize it's white.
Ah.
They're called also cellophane noodles.
Cellophane noodles.
Yeah, they're very thin and they come packaged very nicely. And this is the easiest way to cook them. We're gonna put them into a container. Make sure it's a container that holds heat really well. Otherwise, it will melt. And I have back here a nice pot of hot water. And this cellophane noodles, I'm gonna show you in a moment. Just top them off with hot water and let them sit for 10 minutes. And they're gonna cook to a crystal clear consistency. They're really nice. The beautiful thing about noodles is they can be eaten cold, they can be eaten, we're gonna show them up in a moment. There you go, and they sit there for 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
Now, when we move into the different countries, because Asia, everybody thinks Asia, oh, China. Yeah, there is China, there is North Korea, South Korea, there is Vietnam, there is Laos, there is the Philippines, there is Indonesia, there is Nepal. They all have the different kind of noodles. It's a completely different planet. It's really nice. But one good thing about all these noodles is they're gluten-free.
Gluten-free.
Yes.
There you go, gluten-free. If you got a problem with gluten, Asian noodles.
So when you're not 20 anymore,
What, we're not 20 anymore?
no.
I woke up this morning thinking I was 20.
I'll check the driver's license. We're not 20 anymore.
Yeah, and then my body said, yeah, you're not 20 anymore.
It's like when you eat like a pound of pasta, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I feel gassy. I wonder why. Yeah, our bodies are good. They're becoming a little bit tired. You know what? Rice noodles. They're great starch, no gluten, and they can be topped with anything. We're going to share also a couple of recipes and a couple of ways to do things. But the list of noodles, they can be classified the following. There's noodles, there's Chinese noodles, noodles from Hong Kong, there's Filipino noodles, there's Indian noodles, there is Italian, my favorite, there's Japanese style noodles, Korean, Malaysian, Thai, Tibetan, Vietnamese, and of course,
Chinese noodles.
Chinese noodle. And they range, and it's, if you live next to a Oriental market, please visit them, because the quantity of noodles, and don't ever be intimidated, they all cook very easily. You're gonna see the cellophane noodles, 10 minutes, they're gonna be fine. Another of my favorite ones is the sweet potato starch noodles. I'm gonna put this one here for the moment.
Okay.
What we showcase the sweet potato starch noodle. This is the package. And they are made out of sweet potato starch. Interestingly enough, once you cook them, they're not sweet. They have this brownish color, as you can see, and when they cook, they become crystal clear. And it's one of the pictures that we have on our, there you go.
There it is.
There it is. Thank you, Amanda, you're the best. And they become crystal clear, and the more you cook them and the more you saute them, they become even more clear and clear. Now, there is one thing that I need to discuss about noodles, is in our culture, when we go out to eat, it's like steak. We think steak. Steak with rice, chicken with rice, anything, and we think of as the starch as something that goes with protein. In the Asian culture is completely different. In the Asian culture is let's eat rice with chicken.
Right.
Let's eat rice with veggies. Let's eat noodles. So it comes a lot of care in preparation of the noodle, and it's okay. What we're gonna do the noodle? We're gonna eat the noodle first, and then we're gonna season it with something. Example: in the Asian culture, if you talk about steak night, they buy one ribeye, cooked to perfection. It's sliced diagonally, and it's spread. Let's say there's a family of 5, and they want to have noodles that night. There's going to be a big pot of noodles, seasoned with whatever the family wants. One of my favorite seasonings is
Hoisin?
hoisin sauce.
Hoisin.
Hoisin, and oyster sauce, and toasted sesame oil.
Is this like Asian ketchup?
You are right. It's Asian ketchup. It's actually a mixture of soy sauce, prunes, and other flavors, a little bit of starch to hold it together and give it that thickness, and lots of sugar, unfortunately, but it's delicious.
Looks like we're selling hot sauce.
You want hot sauce? I got hot sauce. I got hot sauce. My favorite.
Is it chili sauce?
No, sambal oleg is
Sambal oleg.
It's one of my favorite. It's fermented
Chili paste.
chili paste with garlic. Oh, you're gonna have something right now.
Yeah, my sinuses are better.
Oh, you know what's good? Take that, like soften butter, and add honey, and you can make a compound butter of sambal and butter and honey, and then put that on your grilled protein.
Nah, that actually sounds really good.
It is really good. It is really good. But don't be afraid with the condiments. Think of your noodles as a canvas. They are, I don't want to say flavorless, but they're really neutral in flavor. So they will pick up on anything. In New York, I was lucky enough to go to this restaurant that they will cook this perfect udon noodles. And udon noodles are udon.
Udon?
And I was lucky enough to find fresh udon noodles, and that's the way they serve them at the restaurant. They serve them with a really thick broth, really flavorful broth, and you just dip your noodles into the broth and you slurp them in.
Okay.
Now, when you're at a restaurant, Chinese restaurant, and you eat your noodles, you are completely okay to slurp and to make noise and to actually take the bowl, put it next to your head, and slurp in.
Gotcha.
Because the broth is so hot and the noodles are so hot that you don't want to burn your tongue. So that action of slurping and breathing in, it's actually socially acceptable. And it actually cools off the noodle and the soup. You're laughing.
No, you're making me hungry.
Oh, yeah, we're going to eat in a moment.
I know, I'm excited.
I know, this is mine. Yours is going to come
This is mine.
I know. So going back to the Asian culture, so they have a really high starch of noodles and rice diet mixed with a lot of veggies, and they're really light on protein. And that's probably why it's been linked to their healthy habits. And unfortunately, you don't see Asian people gaining weight until they move to our lovely country and they start eating the processed food.
Or they move downtown and there's a KFC on the corner.
There's a KFC in the corner and they go for the fried chicken, which is not bad, but not a bucket every day.
That's bad.
It's not a bucket every day.
If the KFC drive-thru lady knows you by name, bad.
You have a problem.
Bad.
But as you can see back here, look at this beautiful udon noodle dish, flavorful broth, and the black stripes is nori seaweed, which is finely grated with just a little bit of fish and a knob of parsley. I mean, the protein ratio consumed is really low. Most of these dishes are almost fat-free. But Chef Carlo, what about those ramen noodles? I'm like, oh boy. Okay, here we go. Ramen noodles, the way they're packaged. Actually, ramen noodles were invented by a gentleman. Last name is Momofuku. I cannot remember his first name. Ramen noodles are wheat-based noodles. It's just wheat, water, or if you want to make it at home, it's very simple. A pound of flour, 5 eggs, tablespoon of water, and then add a tablespoon of baking soda. the baking soda would really mess up with the gluten and make it super springy, to the point that just treat it just as regular pasta. And when you cut it through the pasta machine on the spaghetti side, it will start to coil up.
Okay.
Ramen at that stage is not bad. What happens is Mr. Momofuku came with a way to preserve and package the ramen, which was by deep frying them. So by deep frying them, it dries them faster,
right.
And of course it makes them delicious, because everything deep fried tastes good. Not that it's good for you, but
it stays in the package forever and ever.
And ever. Well, unfortunately, that was the original way to keep the ramen, but just read at the ramen label. What's more scary is the little package of flavoring that comes with the ramen. But it's so cheap, it's 25 cents a package.
That's
I'm
right.
like, I'd rather eat rice and beans.
Yes. Yeah.
So
the sodium content in that package alone usually is about 2 days worth.
it's not even the sodium, it's the MSG. It's like MSG flag is like, we give you MSG world, we put them into ramen.
And if you know anybody who's got an MSG allergy, a monosodium glutamate allergy, they know really fast.
They
It's
know
like-
really fast because they're gonna swell up
things
like
blow up like noses, ears. I had a photographer once that had an MSG, and his favorite thing was to go to the Chinese buffet. And he would go to the Chinese, and he would come back, and 2 hours later, you look at him, and his bottom lip is like swollen, like someone just hit him. And he's like, "Yeah, I guess it was MSG in that whatever."
It's listen, I don't trust the Chinese buffet. I'm sorry, they put a lot of MSG in there. I'd rather go to a small Chinese restaurant and ask him, please don't put MSG on the food. I'm okay. I'll add if I want a little bit more salty, I'll add a little bit of soy sauce. Fish sauce is one of my favorites to balance sauce in an Asian dish, but we're good with that. So yeah, ramen took a really, now ramen is coming back. There's a lot of ramen bars that are making the fresh noodle, they're cooking it and they're seasoning it with not MSG.
Right. A great thing about a ramen bar, also, if you've never been to a ramen bar, is you pick your noodles, you pick your broth, and it's almost like going through Subway. It's like you choose what you want in there. You can have your protein in there, you can have an egg in there, you can add all of your vegetables, roasted corns, and everything else. So, but that's
there you go.
Cellophane noodles, and if you can't see this on the camera, I mean, it totally looks like someone.
See, I just moved to the back so it can be the back background. There you go. They're ready. The cellophane noodles are ready to go. At this stage, they're nice. They still have a little crunch in them, but that's it. They're ready to go. And this stage, you can rinse them with cold water to stop the cooking process, and then they can be stir-fried, served in soups, or just seasoned lightly with anything. The good thing is they withstand, even though they're made out of rice and they have no gluten, if you treat them nicely inside of the wok, they will not break. They will not break at all. Now, what I love about this is, like, look how long they are. And that will drive some people insane. Yeah, I love long noodles. Yes, you can cut them up, or you can just use them as is. There's nothing wrong with that. So going back to the Asian culture, it's about the starch, and then they will build up layers of flavor. You're gonna see, like at the ramen bar that you said, which is really cool. We can go into business if somebody wants.
Very, very lucrative business.
A very lucrative business, and it's
cheap overhead.
Cheap overhead, but it's what I call everything has been designed to the Subway way of doing things.
Right.
If you look at Chipotle, one of my favorite on-the-road soccer places to eat, it's the same. Choose your shell, choose your protein, your veggie, your sauce, pay. There's even a pizza place called Blaze.
Yep.
Crust, toppings, sauce, cheese, cook, pay, and it's like nice.
Or even the salad place that ran across during a soccer weekend in Raleigh. It was you had salads or wraps, and it's exactly the same thing. You choose your wrap. They had 3 types of wraps, or you choose your salad base, and you add as you go along.
Oh, okay, so they have protein.
Yeah, you could add your
I was gonna say, like,
chicken.
evil.
But you could add everything, and then you're creating your own. Now it is pricey, but yeah, Moe's is the same way. You know, you choose your base, and then you add whatever you want on it.
So there's nothing. So the ramen is coming back, and the good ramen is coming back, And please, if you really don't know, there's no reason why we need to fill ourselves with MSG. It's 1 pound of flour, 5 eggs, 1 tablespoon of water, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, pinch of salt. Put it in the bowl of the mixer. Mix it for about 10 minutes. Let it rest. Cut, slice, boom. You get ramen. So we should do a video about it.
We should.
Actually, yeah. We should.
We will.
We will.
We will.
Let me show you a very easy way. Oh wait, we haven't. There's so much to talk about.
There is.
Then you have Filipino noodles, but today I want to concentrate on the Korean and the Korean and Vietnamese noodles, which are the most popular ones. I don't know if you've noticed. There's a lot of Vietnamese restaurants just popping up left and right, which I don't mind. They're delicious, and also Taiwanese restaurants. Most people are afraid of what to order. Talk to the server. One of my favorite soups that can be ordered at a Vietnamese restaurant is the soup called pho. And it's a lovely broth that is being simmered for about 10 to 12 hours with bones, tendons, star anise, cinnamon, and Chinese 5 spice. And it creates this really rich broth. And then they basically dress the soup. The soup on pho, which is pronounced fa, depending, it's written P-H-O. And I think we're going to also have a link there for the recipe, how to make it at home. It's a little bit complicated because the time that it takes for the broth to be produced, but put the time on making the broth because it's all about the broth.
We had a discussion about broth when we were talking about the mother sauces.
We did?
Yeah, we talked about...
Good.
Yes, we
I'm
did.
glad you remember.
You'll have to go back and look a couple of episodes back, but we talked about that. But I did read, in preparing for the show, I read that in creating faux broth and broth for a lot of the Asian soups and noodles and bases, they really go down into like the knuckles of the animal, where a lot of that bone marrow is and a lot of that flavor is.
And collagen and connective tissue.
Yes.
Because the connective tissue is, when it cooks, you really get that collagen. Connective tissue is the tendons, the knuckles, the bones. That is really what you want to buy to make your stock. And now, one thing about I love when I order Vietnamese pho soup is I want tendon. And yes, tendon, like it sounds. They take the beef tendons and they separate it from the bone, and they just sell you a bag of tendons. And they don't look the most appealing, but once they're cooked for about 6 to 8 hours into the broth, they become like gelatin. And they have a pleasant chewiness. It's like eating Jell-O with beef flavor.
With a great beef flavor.
With the beef, I could say it's an acquired taste. Most chefs love it. Regular people go like, "Oh my God, are we gonna eat tendons?" It's like, yeah, it's like eating beef marrow. It's delicious.
Gets excited about stuff like this.
I know.
We're
it's
gonna eat
chef
tendons?
food.
Yes, we're eating tendons.
Yes. And I sort of got one day I'm gonna open a restaurant just for like chef food, like beef, bone marrow, tendons, tripe, stir-fried smoldering pig intestine.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's because you get to see all this food every day. Filet mignon again, ribeye again, but it's like, ooh, tendons, yay.
Let's try something completely different.
Like when I go to the Mexican restaurant, I order tongue tacos, and if they have brain tacos, which barely they have it, yes, I get brain tacos. And only...
I could see you getting brain tacos.
I know, but see, if there's 2 chefs at the table, we will fight for the brain tacos. But then there's somebody else, they go like, you're a zombie.
You creeping me out.
You're creeping me out. Why you order like... okay, fine. But back to noodles.
Back to noodles.
So the pho soup is one of my favorite Vietnamese dishes. And again, the broth. Gotta have a good broth. You can just take this noodles that you have right here and just, you can take, make a good chicken stock. And let's say you get like 3/4 of chicken stock, and then you can reduce it, cook it really slowly until you get 2 cups left. You're gonna have like concentrated chicken stock. And you can just take your noodles and dip them into your chicken stock and eat them. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be great, a great addition to your meal. And that's how most people, there's places that they just eat noodles with flavorings,
Right.
like we're gonna do today.
Okay.
We're gonna set up a link also for the fall recipe I extracted from Food and Wine magazine, one of my favorite magazines, and it's a very simple recipe to follow, but pay close attention to the broth. Make it delicious, make it tasty. So, the potato starch. Here I have, there's also a way that you can buy your noodles already pre-cooked. We can go to the back camera, and these are udon noodles, the Vietnamese udon noodles. They're nice, round, and chewy. And the good thing is, they already come in the package, and they're pre-cooked. You just need to warm them up a little bit and be able to like cook them up to your liking. Now, leave them always chewy. Don't overcook your noodles, just like overcooking pasta. It will start dissolving and
Like any other pasta.
like any other pasta.
Yeah.
And again, it's a canvas. Look at this beautiful dish. A little bit of bok choy, saute mushrooms,
Pea pods.
saute snow peas, a nice flavorful broth, sliced jalapenos, which I forgot to bring, but I brought other stuff. And now the broth. The broth is the most important thing. The broth has to be rich and flavorful. But let's say you don't have a flavorful broth handy. What do?
Well,
Then you make your own eel sauce.
you make your own eel sauce.
Yeah, because I don't want to pay.
Go down to your local river, catch yourself an eel, squeeze them till the sauce comes out, right? No? Okay, sorry.
It's called the unagi sauce. It's what they put on top of eel, on the river eel. Now you can take this bad boy and pay $5 for it, or you can just take, and they have like 1 million ingredients in there.
Yeah.
And you're gonna taste it different. Or you can just take 2 cups of soy sauce, 2 cups of sugar, bring it to a boil, and cook it until it's nice and thick.
And that's it.
Da, 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 da.
And that's eel sauce.
And that's eel sauce.
Wow.
That's it, the unagi sauce. But heck, we make our own. What can I
And so you should.
And you should. Now, let's say again, you don't have a flavorful broth. What do? Miso paste. Miso is fermented soybeans, and you can find them in a lot of colors and flavors and different. I keep getting surprised at how many different soybean pastes are out there. There's red soybean paste, black soybean paste, yellow soybean paste. I'm like, oh, okay. My favorite is just the regular miso paste.
Right.
It's yellowish in color, and this one imparts a lot of flavor. Let's say you don't have that flavorful broth to put back there. Not a problem, sir. May I show you how would I do this?
Please.
Okay, good. Look how simple this is. I have my little trusty hot water kettle in the back, and it's just as simple as putting, not with the fork.
Choose the right utensil, please.
Choose the right utensil.
Hoist it.
Not with a fork. I like to put a really good. Oh wait, I have a camera back here.
You do.
I do. I do have a camera. Hold on, I gotta give you my back. A little nice dollop of miso. And this is gonna be basically up to your liking and how much miso flavor you like in there. And you can just add hot water straight from the kettle. Usually at home, that's what I do. I put the kettle in the center of the table, and everybody grabs a little bit of hot water. And right there, as you stir and mix, your miso will dissolve. Miso is a fermented soybean paste, and it has plenty of sodium in there, but it's natural sodium, it's natural goodness. Everything is gonna still be hot. You create your little broth, and here I have some lovely clear noodles that are already cooked and they are ready to go, and they are placed inside of your soup bowl. Please make them be room temperature, otherwise they are going to really cool off your soup quickly. Top off with a little bit of green onions, aka scallions. And look at this, Andrew.
That looks beautiful. Miso paste broth.
Miso paste broth. We're good to go. That was so simple, and I will let you try it first
Fantastic.
because I haven't tried it. Now, it can be easily adjusted. Now, would you like the chopsticks or would you like a spoon?
Oh, no, no.
Remember, it's socially acceptable to lift your bowl to your lips to drink the broth in the Asian culture.
Thank you, sir.
And you can adjust your seasoning with a little bit of soy sauce.
Okay.
I'm sorry about the sexy packaging, but this is the best thing I can find in the kitchen to come over here. And you can adjust your seasoning.
Smells good.
I know, right? But let's say you don't want to do something that's soupy. No problem. You can make even more concentrated miso syrup and just add it to your noodles. But let's say,
That's good.
oh, look at that.
I'm going to add a little bit of soy.
Now, here we have the cellophane noodles that we just cooked. They're also excellent when they're cold. So what I would do with this bad boys, I have to give you my back. I'm sorry.
I'm going to switch camera so you can watch me eat.
Oh, okay, good. I would just bless it with a little bit of the eel sauce, so it gives them a little sweetness and a little acidity too. I can still bless it with a little bit of the green onions. And this is this is room temperature. It's not really hot, but you can still heat it up again. What about for crunch and protein? A little bit of peanuts. And after that, let's put some coffee in there.
Okay.
No.
Put some coffee. I was like, okay. I was going to disagree. I was just nodding my okay, sure. Coffee sounds good.
No, we're not going to put coffee.
Put some chocolate in there too while we're at it.
Well, that is another class, but that's another moment. I have toasted seaweed, one of my favorite condiments. Toasted seaweed brings it a nice crunch and also a little bit of saltiness. Now, coffee. Really? Were you going to agree with me?
I was. Sadly, I was.
Okay.
And normally I don't, but
Oh, boy.
I was going to say, yeah, that sounds fantastic. Coffee.
Coffee.
Faux coffee.
Well, trust me, somebody probably will come up. And now the seaweed, I like to cut it chunky like that, but it can be cut really thin. And not only that, your seaweed can be run through a food processor to make a powder out of it. Now, of course, I'm not going to present it like this. This is just me because I'm going to take a big chunk of it.
Big chunk bite.
Now, I'm going to allow you to get the first one.
Okay.
And now, the cool thing is on Asian culture, when people are sharing a dish,
Sure.
okay, so
Put
usually,
a little bit in here.
even when you have a community table and you have sushi, you use the back of your chopsticks
Sure.
to serve yourself. And look at this. It's like nice and long. Now, this can be cut up if you don't like your noodles to be this long or that long. Or this.
It's like 8-foot noodles.
I don't know. I love long noodles.
You tie them together, lasso something.
Something small. We can go varmint.
What you gonna do with them noodles? I'm gonna go catch me something.
Yeah.
Fish.
Some fish like that. Okay. We need to, for time's sake, we need to just like cut it right
We can
there.
take a break anytime you're ready. So
We can. Oh, it's already time for a break.
we can.
No, not that I can. Okay, here you go. That's all
Okay.
yours. Now,
No.
wait. We're not over yet. We're not over yet.
What are we adding?
Toasted sesame oil.
Ooh.
It's just one dollop. Will go a long way.
Okay.
And if you don't like sesame oil, but see, this is how simple it is to dress your noodles, and how to fill them up with goodness. Now you can add their grilled chicken. You can add steak. You can add.
Which we didn't bring.
I didn't have time.
She called me in the morning and said, dude, pick me up some steak. I was like, okay.
It's okay. I was running like crazy already on 440. This morning traffic was insane. And you have your oyster sauce, and then you have your spiciness, and then you want to add some more protein in there. If you want to go the vegan way, you can add tofu, you can add peanuts, you can add cashews, you can add pecans. And I guess it's a good time to take a break because I'm about to go open this thing.
go crazy.
Oh, you can talk. Hold on.
Oh, well, I can. I'm about to put food in my mouth, so no, I think we'll go to break. We'll be right back.
In a world where some things are beyond legend, they will search for answers. Be prepared. Hang on to your seats. They are going where no one has gone before. Until now.
Why are you so close to me?
I don't know. Let me back up a little bit. Yo, check out our show on
No.
Big Bang Radio. No. Okay.
Hey, sports fans, we'll remind you guys to tune in every Friday at 3:30 p.m. with Sports with Lou on WNIA Big Bang Radio. Sports with Lou. We'll be breaking down all professional sport events and all your local high school sport events going around the tri-area. Don't forget, tune in every Friday, 3:30 p.m. And if we go into overtime, everybody's a winner with Sports with Lou. 3:30 p.m. WNIA Big Bang Radio. Ready, set, hey!
We did it wada, we did it woo. We did it wada woo. Hello, my name is Stuart the Nighthawk Hawkins, and I'm a DJ here at Nash Community College's Big Bang Radio. So tune in Mondays and Thursdays from 8 to 10 for the wind down. Smooth jazz geared to help you relax from your busy day.
And we're back. And okay, well that's gonna do it. We're gonna go ahead and turn off and finish our lunch, early lunch, with some fantastic pho and.
It's called breakfast.
Oh, is this breakfast?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess you could call it breakfast. It's still under 11 o'clock.
You ever had breakfast with the nice soup?
Yes.
Okay, so now imagine having all these beautiful noodles, and this is your breakfast.
It'd be easy. It
Well,
would make things a lot easier.
It's not even easy. In Vietnam, I mean, they have lovely pastries, but there's nothing uncommon of having pho soup at 9 o'clock in the morning. I've had it, and it's good. And I mean, one of our coworkers, Professor Quintard, his favorite breakfast is soup. Mushroom soup, veggie soup, any kind of soup. Okay, so you see how easy it is to dress the noodles. They can be eaten cold, warm. You can saute them, stir fry them. Can you grill them? No.
No.
You can agree on that one.
You can try.
Like coffee and the noodles? No.
You can try to grill them, see what happens.
It's gonna be a disaster. But
Just take his word for it.
yeah.
Grilling noodles.
Have you tried to grill noodles before?
No. I kind of figured that they would fall apart and destroy themselves, and then get it all in the coals and all inside and jellify. Jellify, is that a word?
Jellify.
Jellify. It'd be a big cleanup.
That would be something really mean that you do to somebody else. Hey, new boy, go grill some noodles.
Thank you, sir.
We are not. We're educated. We're not.
Thank
we
you.
don't live in a barn like my mom says. I used to say. Now I tell that to my kids.
Italians even say that?
Huh?
Are you
Of
born in a
course.
barn?
No, are you a pig? Do you live in a stable? It's like that. Now I happen to say that to my children. Great, full circle. So, I think I didn't show you the picture of my pho soup, but it's a base. You have your noodles. It can be now the most traditional noodles to use for pho soup. Now, you can use anything. Remember, we can do whatever we want, but traditionally for your pho soup, you can have white noodles or thin noodles. And they're mostly starch based. They're all rice based, but
This is the wide noodle.
that's the white noodle, and that's just the broth of it. It's really good. Now, on the noodles, you can see them right here. These are going to be the two quality of noodles that you can find. Oh, that's pretty.
Yeah, this was the
Look at
shrimpo.
that.
So
Shrimp. Oh my God! Like, let's go. Let's go to the kitchen. Let's make some.
let's go.
I got excellent chicken stock over there, and it is and it's fresh. The good thing about Asian cooking is quick. There's not that much braising, especially in the Vietnamese and the Laos cooking. There's some parts of China they do long braising, but most this is something quick. You're gonna stir fry your shrimp. You're gonna stir fry your veggies, add it to your soup. Flavorful broth. That is the number one thing that you have to work on whenever you do an Asian soup. The broth. Make it flavorful, make it delicious. Over here I have two of the noodles. We call it camera 2.
Camera 2.
Camera 2. So these are the white noodles that they're widely available at the supermarket, and these are the traditional noodles that you're gonna find for Vietnamese soup. They're about, I could say, 1/4 inch wide, but I like these bad boys. They're a little bit wider.
One of the pictures that you showed me,
Yes.
or sent me, had the wide noodle in its natural state, and it had someone.
Oh, I'm getting there.
Oh, he's getting there. Okay.
I'm getting there in
Great.
States. But yes, this is the easiest way to purchase them, dried. And it's very easy to cook. Let them sit on hot water for about 10 minutes, and then drain. And can you cook them in boiling water? Yes, you can cook them in boiling water. I've noticed that when you cook them from the roasted into boiling water, they might break up a little bit. And I can't see it, but when you cook them in boiling water, they kind of bounce around and they release more starch.
Gotcha.
When you just let them sit in hot water, hot boiling water, bring your water to a boil, turn off the heat, add your noodles, let them sit there. Otherwise, you can have one of these bad things. I love this thing.
Yeah.
$20. I make tea, coffee, heat up.
Noodles. You could take that to work.
You
and
can
make
take,
noodles.
yeah, and make noodles instead of heating up your water in the microwave, which is radiation. I know we are a microwaves crazy society, but I rather take this to work, heat up my water. Now on this kettle, only heat up water. I have seen people heating up broth in there, adding the miso in there with the water. What's gonna happen, the heating element in the bottom is gonna start absorbing all the miso and create a crust at the bottom, and it might burn. So I keep mine water only. If I rather use a concentrated broth, or I rather use miso soup and add my hot water in there. And then you can make it. You can make coffee, the French press, tea, and
Boom.
kaboom. Lost track. Another way to buy your noodles is fresh, like we have right now on screen. They sell you the fresh sheet of rice pasta, and then you cut it at any length that you want. You can make extra white noodles. You can make them extra white. You can make it. So this is folded several times. Imagine it's like folding a cloth. It's going to be rolled up and folded. So in here there might be about 4 layers of noodles, and you just cut it with your knife to the width that you want.
So does it come, when you buy it whole like that, does it come already folded up so it's in a small package?
It's in a small package.
Gotcha. So
Just
take
like
it out and just cut it the width you want.
it is that simple.
Nice.
Just cut the package and how wide you want it, how big, and then you cut them straight into hot boiling water, bring them back to life, and then consume, stir fry. Don't grill them. Don't grill them. It's going to be a mess. If you ever have a chef and you're new in a restaurant to tell you grill the noodles, question him.
Don't believe him.
They might be messing with you. Unless there's a new technique. That's a question, just say, Chef, how? How would you like me to grill these noodles? Don't you know how to grill noodles? No. So
That's got its own shtick right there.
Come on, man. I've messed with my new staff.
Yeah.
You gotta mess with the new staff. See if
Go
they're
grill some noodles.
yeah. Go grill some cookies, and they look at you like, really? Then you gotta see if they do it. If they do it, they're actually great because they follow your orders.
Right.
Want me to grill the cookies? I'll grill the cookies.
Chef, they're falling apart.
You're
not doing it right.
Oh, see, that would be mean. That would be mean if you put them to grill cookies and then as they're burning and inflamed, you tell them, you're not doing it right. Oh, but see, that would be mean.
That would be mean.
That's different between breaking them in and being completely mean. That's mean. Beautiful thing is your Oriental local market, you can find. You're doing it, oh man.
You're doing it all wrong.
That's awful. That is awful. I'm going to use it.
Yeah, I figured that was coming. I'll use that.
I'll mess up with you, but I don't have the mean mind. That was.
I'm sorry.
No, don't be sorry. I'm taking notes.
Okay.
Because I'm going to forget 5 minutes from now. My memory is not the best. Thank God for computers. So your noodles, you can cut them 20 width you want. Somebody asked me one time, oh, if I put my noodles in soup, do I have to stir fry them? No. I get asked a lot of questions like, oh, give me a great recipe for chicken. Buy one. Cooked already. That's the best recipe. What do you mean? It's like, I cook every day.
Right.
Like, I'll buy the cook one. And I get home and relax and crack open a beer. You don't make your own alcohol? No, I haven't gotten there yet. I don't have the patience nor the knowledge. I know you make your own beer at home.
Yep. And it does take a lot of patience.
And it takes a lot of patience. I don't have that
Luckily,
time.
it's beer. It's not wine, where it takes 6 times as long.
Yeah.
Or distilling, which takes a long time too.
Oh, honorable mention today. So we spoke about the Vietnamese pho, and now noodles. As we show you, they can be eaten. These are just like straight cold from the package. You just dress them and eat them any way you want. Noodles can be dressed. Think of it again as a canvas that can be dressed and tossed and flavor any way you want. Don't be afraid to experiment with the sauces. But Chef Carlo, we're in Rocky Mount. The Harris Teeter ran down the road on the Asian section. They have a fantastic selection of hoisin sauce. They even have the unagi sauce ready. They have wasabi powder. Yes.
Sauce.
You can take wasabi powder, mix it with mayonnaise, put it on sandwiches.
That sounds good.
It sounds delicious. You want to toss cold noodles in mayonnaise? Go for it. They're cold, so they're going to hold up. Oh, I'm going to make an Asian mayonnaise pasta salad. Yes, you can. Also, one thing about these noodles is they can be swapped for any recipe that you see. Fettuccine Alfredo. Well, you know what? Use the white noodles. You can make it gluten-free. Just be careful. Remember, these bad boys, they don't have gluten. And you need to be more delicate and gentle when you toss them as you toss regular pasta. I could say you can swap any recipe that you see out there that calls for regular pasta. You can do rice noodles, because that's what I do at home. My daughter is gluten-free. My mom is gluten-free. A lot of people that I care for, they're gluten-free. A special person is gluten-free. They're all gluten-free, so I try to use this bad boys. Macaroni and cheese, not a problem. You can use macaroni and cheese with this pasta, cut into small pieces. Not going to be the shells, but it's going to be really close to macaroni and cheese.
And it doesn't sit on you as heavy as a gluten.
No, it doesn't.
At all.
Because, I'm Italian. I love pasta. But this one goes like... after the show is over, we're gonna clean the shop here, and half an hour later we're gonna be like, I'm hungry.
Right. It doesn't sit on you. So if you're looking for that extra starch on the side, whether it's having your proteins or whatever, go for an Asian noodle, and it won't be as heavy as if you're serving a rotini or a lasagna or something like that. So
absolutely, and it'll make you hungry again.
Yes.
Now. We talk about a little bit of Vietnamese, my favorite Vietnamese dish, pho, about noodles. Another favorite dish that I have it's called bibimbap. It's a Korean dish. It's made with this clear noodles if you want to, but it's basically the base is rice. As you can see back here, yes, that is a raw egg. It is delicious because everything is hot, and the raw egg will kind of work as a sauce. No, you're not gonna die if you eat an egg yolk, a raw egg yolk. I
think we say that every week.
I know, because
If Rocky did it, y'all can do it.
Rocky did it. There you go. But Rocky didn't. It's okay. so bibimbap, basically back in the
Spell it. B-I.
B-I-B-I-M. Hey, well, hold on.
B-A-P.
B-A-B. Thank you. Bibimbap.
I couldn't even say it. That's why I had you say it.
I'm like, oh, 1 second.
I can't even say it.
I have to think. It's a early adaptation of a dish called goldongban in the Korean in the Korean culture. It's basically the original bibimbap. It's a rice base, and then what do we put on top? Anything. The traditional one is raw egg yolk. You have fermented pickles, fermented bamboo shoots. You have carrots, and you have turnips, and this one has a little bit of preserved calamari. But bibimbap it's basically your base is rice and on top of anything. It sounds like, oh, that's so much easy. I know, but they're selling them for $15 a plate down in downtown Raleigh. Haha. My favorite the one is with a little raw egg on top, or you can even have a fried egg, but you can have. I mean, I'm trying to not sound really generic.
Yeah.
But it is.
It really is a canvas.
It is a canvas. But traditionally, you always got to have some kind of egg on top of it, and as many as spicy and curated and pickles that you can find in the supermarket. Go for it. I understand we don't have a Korean supermarket like handy around here.
No.
But you can make your own pickled turnips, pickled bamboo shoots. I'm going too far with the bamboo shoots, am I not?
What, pickled bamboo shoots?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, if you want to pickle it, you can pickle anything.
Yeah, but we cannot find them. But I love pickled food. This is a dish that is served lukewarm. The rice is hot. The toppings are at room temperature, and the egg on top of it. If the raw egg really drives you nuts, add a couple of sunny side eggs. Not only are you adding protein, but this is a nice vegan dish. Then you want to enhance also the protein content on the dish. Add crushed peanuts, crushed cashews. Pecans, they don't go this well with Asian cooking. It's not the best. The best for Asian cooking are, I believe, are cashews, peanuts, and pistachios. I like them roasted and salty, so they can already add salt to the dish. Be careful when you use any of these sauces because they are high in sodium content, meaning you don't have to add any salt. We haven't added any salt to anything. The sauces are salty enough.
And I always go, if I just need a little bit more kick, go with soy sauce.
Soy sauce.
You can't go wrong.
Not only that, but another ingredient that has been used lately is the fish sauce. Fish sauce is the leftover of fish curing in Asia, and whatever water drops from the fish curing, it's bottled, and we use it as a seasoning. It's really salty, and it has a pleasant, I don't want to say anchovy flavor, but 4 seconds?
Okay.
Oh, okay, good, thank you. It's like, Jesus, I mean, I talk a lot, but.
But it's got that brine, that briny flavor.
It has that briny flavor. It's kind of like a seaweed cured fish flavor. I love to bring in the salt into things.
Right.
I even add it to my salads. Like when I'm by
Fish
myself.
sauce to your salad?
Yes,
Really?
as a part of the dressing.
Sure.
By myself, because my kids, it's like, ew.
Right. I hear a lot of that too.
Because God knows I'm a chef. What would I know about cooking with my kids?
Can't you just make us a pizza?
No, it's like when I make homemade mayonnaise at home, it's like, we love Hellmann's. I'm like, don't get me wrong, Hellmann's is a great product. Actually, Duke's mayonnaise, I think, is a superior product than Hellmann's.
I have to agree.
But when I make it at home, yeah, we don't, can you buy the stuff from the supermarket? I'm like, really? Really? We'll move along. Bibimbap, There's a lot of recipes that you're gonna find out there, and they are available to you. But bibimbap rice, and prefer to use short grain Korean rice instead of your long grain rice, and top it with anything you want. Favorite toppings to me when you do bibimbap: toasted sesame oil. I included a recipe for bibimbap on the Facebook webpage. You're going to be able to see it there in the comments.
I'll be adding it as soon as we land out here.
And unfortunately, we didn't move. We need to talk pad thai and Thai.
We didn't go pad thai,
oh
did we?
God, I think we need to extend this to next week.
We certainly can.
And probably we
Certainly.
can even.
Certainly. Yeah, we certainly can.
Certainly.
Yes.
There is so much to talk about noodles, but be a little bit explorative out there. If you're a chef, don't be afraid to play with the noodles. There's a lot of information out there that you can use and integrate into your restaurant. If you're a home cook, go ahead. Noodles are not expensive. These guys are $1.79 a packet.
$1.79, 10 minutes out of your time.
10
with
minutes.
boiling water.
If you're a chef and you're exploring into gluten-free additions to your menu,
There you go.
all these noodles, you can create the whole Carrabba's pasta menu and just substitute it. Are we giving free business ideas away?
No.
No, I won't talk anymore because usually I charge for consulting. I usually.
Go home, make yourself some sweet, awesome Asian pasta.
And of course, all these noodles, once they're cooked, you can make beautiful salad, like the same way you make a pasta salad, substitute it for the rice noodles.
Absolutely.
Don't be afraid to experiment. And if you screw up a batch, guess what? Make another one.
That's right. Good.
We're going to post a couple of recipes in there. And if you have any questions, please shoot us an email. On comments, can they sing?
Yeah,
no,
actually,
comments.
yeah.
No, not even.
Put it on the comments of the video after you're done. If you have any questions, we'll take a look at them before next week's show and try to give them an answer.
Absolutely. And again, don't be afraid experimenting with your seasonings and your sauces. And there's a world of noodles that they're so big. I think we need to extend this show to the next week.
We can do pad thai next week?
Because we need to talk about pad thai, Vietnamese, coconut-based cooking.
Sounds good.
I think, and we need to bring some samples.
We will do more samples. Thank you for joining us for Talking Food with Chef Carlo and our Asian noodle segments today.
And of course, Andrew, which this show will be just me monologuing without him.
That's because I say so much. Join us again next week for Talking Food with Chef Carlo. Y'all have a great week and enjoy.
Have a good day.